Goodbye YouTube, how's it going everybody? Hopefully everybody had a good Christmas and hopefully y'all are still enjoying the holiday because the first is coming up soon, so I guess it's still kind of the holidays. I don't really know, to be honest, but you know what? Happy holidays. Hopefully everybody's still enjoying the break and stuff. Hopefully, as I said, all of you had a good Christmas. I know some of you probably got Pokemon X and or Y, and hopefully you guys are enjoying that. I got 3 sweaters, some very nice shoes, some cologne, and a towel. I got a towel. I don't know who gives somebody a towel, but I got a towel. I'm not upset or anything, but yeah, I got a towel. What'd you guys get? Also, one more thing. If you guys follow me on Twitter, then you will know that I said that I kind of wanted to do a shiny Pokemon giveaway to end this year with. And they're going to be 6th gen shinies because with Pokebank coming out, you can get any 5th gen, 4th gen, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st gen shiny easily, except 6th gen Pokemon, you still have to breed with them, or for them, sorry. So, I was thinking about maybe giving some away because I have some spare shinies, so I'm not going to use them, and I decided why not do a giveaway. If you guys would like me to do that, then just leave a comment down below and I will upload a legit video of the giveaway and how you can enter to possibly win the shinies. But yeah, enough of me rambling. I found this very old battle. Like, this was back when Mega Gengar was allowed. So yeah, that's what kind of Gengar I have on my team. But I rewatched it. I did misplay a couple of times, but it was still a close game and very fun. But looking at my opponent's team, the biggest threat is easily going to be that Talonflame, because nothing on my team appreciates any of its dual stabs, so I really have to watch out for that. But yeah, I'm going to be leading off on Politoed, as of course he's going to be leading off with the Talonflame, and I'm just going to say, and I'm going to go straight for the Scald. I don't really care if he wants to bring in Roserade. I do have a good chance to burn it, so I'm not going to be too worried about it. And he hard switches directly on now into the Roserade, which has me thinking he either thinks that I'm Scarfed, or he does not have the U-turn, which means he's probably a Swords Dance or Bulk Up variant, so I have to watch out for that. If it is Bulk Up or Swords Dance, then I'm going to switch into my Ferrothorn, expecting him to just want to go for like a Sleep Powder or a Giga Drain, but he does make the better play and just goes for a Lair Spikes, which, to be honest, I'm not really too worried about, just because I do have Mandibuzz on my team, which is one of the best, if not the best, defoggers in the current metagame right now that really isn't established. But I'm just going to go for my Stealth Rocks, so I can get off 50% of damage on the Talonflame on the off chance that I do not defog with my Mandibuzz, as I believe he gets up all 3 layers of his spikes, and then I go for the Gyro Ball. This turn I switch out to my Gengar, predicting him to want to go for the rest, so this way I could easily Mega Evolve and guarantee that I knock something out on his team, because as I said, this is Mega Gengar and this battle was back when Mega Gengar was not banned. But he ends up going for the Synthesis, which actually isn't too bad of a play, because I mean, even though it was in rain, he still got back a good majority of his HP. Like, he's almost up to full. He was around like maybe 95%. So as I said, I'm just going to Mega Evolve and I'm going to go straight for the Sludge Bomb. I do not want to mess around with his Roserade. It could possibly put me to sleep if he does decide to leave it in, but he does make the safer play and switches out into the Crobat, predicting that. But because I do have the Shadow Tag, Crobat is basically forced to stay in unless he is faster than me, and it turns out that he's not, so I'm going to be able to knock out the Crobat with the Shadow Ball. So that's one less Pokemon I have to worry about as he brings in the Talonflame. And at the time of the battle, if I knew that Mandibuzz could take a Brave Bird coming from Talonflame, I would have switched into my Mandibuzz, because Gengar would have just been such a huge help in this battle. Also, Shiny Mega Gengar is fucking awesome. I forgot to say that, but it's awesome. So I switch into my Mandibuzz, and look at how much damage a Choice Banded Brave Bird does. That's an easy 3-hit KO, possibly even 4-hit KO, depending on min-max, factoring in leftovers. And I left in my Mega Gengar like an idiot, and then I don't go for the Roost. I go for the knockoff, because I thought he would Roost, because at the time I didn't think he was banded, but it did turn out that he was banded, and just, yeah, this is not really going good for me right now. As he brings in the Mamoswine, I'm hoping I can take any one hit to defog away the spikes, but he ends up getting the flinch, and it turns out that he has leftovers, which I have never seen on a Mamoswine. to each their own, I suppose, but he actually missed the second Icicle Crash, allowing me to go for the Defog, and I'm guessing he doesn't have Ice Shard, because if he did, then he should have gone for it. Also, throughout this whole battle, he never reveals to me that he has Ice Shard, so I guess he doesn't have it, as he's going to go for the Stealth Rocks. I make another dumb play, and I go for the knockoff as opposed to going for the foul play, which obviously would have done more damage to this Mamoswine, because Mamoswine does have a very massive physical attack stat, as he's able to knock me out with the Icicle Crash. It gets a crit, which obviously mattered. I was a 1% HP. I would have been able to live with 0.5%. But it doesn't matter. It's not game changing. So I bring him my Politoed, hoping that I can take any hit that he wants to go for. Also, maybe banking on the fact that he does think that I am Scarf, so he is going to be forced to switch out. As he does fear me being faster than his Mamoswine, he's going to bring in the Roserade. And look at how much damage this Hydro Pump does. That did like a solid 45-50% maybe. So I'm gonna stay in, and I'm gonna go for another one, thinking that he would go for Lair Spikes, but he actually switches into the Slowbro. And look at this, that's an easy 60% from Choice Specs Politoed in the rain to a water type. And Slowbro's special defense is base 80, which really is not bad at all. So I switch into my Crawdaunt, knowing that he would switch into Roserade, and banking on the fact that he was a defensive set due to the fact that I'm max speed. I cannot speed him and knock him out with the knockoff, except max speed Crawdaunt is 7 points slower than non-speed EV'd Roserade, and at the time of the battle I did not know that, and I lose my Crawdaunt, which was arguably the biggest threat to his team. What is wrong with me in this battle? So I bring in my Reuniclus, he misses a Sleep Powder. I'm able to get off a huge hit with the Psyshock as he hits the second Sleep Powder. I don't really know how entirely game changing the first Sleep Powder miss was, but he does live the hit either way and puts me to sleep. So if he really wanted to, he could just stay in and go for the Synthesis, but he's going to make the more aggressive play by switching into his Mamoswine, which can do some damage to my Reuniclus, but I am max defense and max HP because I am the Calm Mind variant, and this Earthquake does not do anywhere near as much damage as I thought it would do. I thought it would honestly be like an easy 3-hit KO, but no, that's maybe like a 4-5 hit KO at best. And I'm just going to stay in, trying to wake up and go for the Psyshock, as I am able to wake up this turn, and he switches into his Roserade. I guess maybe thinking that if I did wake up, I would go for the Recover, expecting Mamoswine to go for another Earthquake, but in the end, I decided just to go for the more aggressive play by going for the Psyshock, because my Reuniclus was still at a very good amount of HP, as he brings in this Slowbro. This thing is becoming a bigger threat slowly and slowly, because I lost my Gengar, I lost my Mandibuzz, and I lost my Crawdaunt. The only thing I have for this Slowbro is my Ferrothorn, but I do have Hydro Pump on my Politoed, but he turns out to be a Calm Mind variant, which means if he gets up at least one Calm Mind, this Slowbro could possibly just sweep through the rest of my team. So I'm going to stay in, hoping that he doesn't go for something like Fire Blast or Flamethrower, and I'm just going to go for the safe Power Whip. As he predicts this, he does make the safe switch into the Garchomp. And here, I thought that the Fire Blast was way too obvious, so I decided to stay in, thinking that he would predict me to switch out to my Politoed and either go for a Jerko Meteor, Dragon Claw, Outrage, or Swords Dance, or maybe even the Substitute, and I could stay in and get off a huge hit with the Power Whip and then go from there. But no, that was way too much of a risky play on my part, and I stupidly lose my Ferrothorn, which means Slowbro has just become the #1 threat on his team. And this is really not looking good for me, because the final move on my Calm Mind Reuniclus is Focus Blast, which I have recently changed to Shadow Ball, because you don't really need Focus Blast on Calm Mind Reuniclus in my opinion, because the only real reasons you ran Focus Blast were for Steel types and for Tyranitar. But with Steel types no longer resisting Ghost type moves, you can safely just run Shadow Ball, and you should never ever leave a Reuniclus in on a Tyranitar. But I got off track of the video. I knock out the Garchomp after taking a Jerko Meteor. He brings in the Mamoswine. I'm thinking I might still have use for my Politoed later in the battle, so I'm gonna make switch into my Reuniclus on this Mamoswine, hoping that I could take 2 earthquakes and just safely go for the recover. As I do take the first one, he's going to switch out into the slow bro, predicting me to go for the recover. And I'm thankful he wasn't that guy who decided to stay in and go for icicle crash trying to flinch me. So I'm hoping that maybe he will go for the Calm Mind this turn so I can get a free switch into my Politoed, then hit him with a Scald and possibly burn him so my Reuniclus can outstall this Slowbro and eventually beat it one-on-one, and then I will just have to worry about the Mamoswine. So he does go for the Calm Mind. Right here is my last chance to possibly have any hope of winning this battle. I go for the Scald, and unfortunately I do not get the burn, and due to my many bad misplays, I am not going to be able to win this battle. If I really wanted to, I could have definitely stayed in on this Slowbro trying to outstall it, but eventually I most likely would have lost the stall war. Plus this battle was during my live stream and I really didn't want to put the people watching the live stream through a giant stall war that really would have been pointless. But in the end, it was a close battle. It was fun, although I did just make a lot of bad misplays. It happens sometimes and there's nothing that I can do about it now. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. And with that, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow when the Pokebank is released. I cannot wait. So yeah, later everybody.